And we are ready to roll. All right. So as the four of you, along with Catherine, move down this main long hallway into the kitchen area, you can see that tons of people are in there. Everybody seems to be arguing a little bit. Everybody seems to be on each other's nerves. It's a pretty hectic situation. Russell, Frankie, Hugh, the main maintenance guys, Gibbs, who was the Raymond Gibbs, he's the soldier type guy that's there. Catherine, the second in command. Henry, who you all are best friends with. He was the one who did have cleaning duty before Marshall took it over. Robin and Kevin Gallagher, which you haven't interacted with too much, but all of them are there along with Bennett. You can see Bennett. He's the head of the commander of this place. He sits in the back, and he just seems to be flipping through a pregnancy book of some sort, like 9 months and counting. And he just flips the pages every now and then, scans over it. He'll look up to look around the room. You can see this, almost this look of despair on his face, like he's not really sure what to do, and somebody who isn't prepared for this sort of situation. Catherine, on the other hand, has a very stoic sort of personality. She tries calming people down as you guys walk in. She immediately, Russell looks to her and looks like he's getting ready to pick a fight. Robin, Henry, and Kevin are just kind of over in the corner talking amongst themselves. When you come in, Gunner, you can see Robin look over to you. She kind of gives you a small smile and waves you over towards them, along with anybody else that wants to come over. And over to the side, you can see Catherine looks like she's kind of getting into a heated argument with Russell off to the side. So with that, I will toss it to you guys.
Gunnar will head over to Robin and just be like, what's happening? What's going on?
Says, I'm not really sure. Catherine sent me out to the helicopter pad to get things set up, make sure everything was okay. There's no dogs or anything out there, but it looks like a tense situation. They came over the intercom, Catherine, about you guys seeing some sort of dog. And what did you see? I mean, we killed the last of the bugs, right? What is this about dogs?
There's 2 bugs left. I left them in the medical bay under secure measures, so they're not going anywhere. I'm kept them there just for observation so we can observe them later. I haven't seen any dogs, but I'm also not... I know there's definitely something out there, and if dog is the explanation we're going to go with, at least for now, then that's what I'm going to go with.
Well, it's some sort of 4-legged creature. Nasty creature that tried to get us down in the maintenance bay.
What kind of dog? Was it a wolf? I mean, wolves don't live here, but...
I mean, it was dog/wolf sized, but that's pretty much where the comparison comes to an end. And it had 4 legs.
You can feel this hand rest on your shoulder, Mac. As you look over, you can see Catherine there. She's like, Mac, we can't get these people all worked up. Says, just keep your voice down about these dogs. Now that everybody's calmed down a little bit, just go ahead and describe what you've seen.
So I basically just, I can't remember the picture that you showed us, but I describe exactly the creature as it came through. And I kind of look over at Catherine and say, look, I'm not trying to get anybody worked up, but I'm not going to sit here and bullshit nobody and lie to them either. I got paid to come down here and fix broken shit and drive the tractor if needed be. But I'm not going to, I didn't get paid for none of this shit. So the man asked me a question and he's getting the full on answer. Sorry if that don't fit in with
No, I'm sorry, Mac. Just a little tense, a little aggravated, but I understand.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't want everybody panicking. If everybody starts to panic, then everything is going to go to hell. And you've seen how Russell acts and Hugh, and if they want to go off, then that's even more to worry about. He's just a firecracker ready to blow, So if everybody can just take some time and maybe we can figure this out. We have protocols that need to be handled. She'll look over at you, Marshall. I know you didn't get to the toilets, which is perfectly fine, but what about those pictures that you were getting from Jin? Did you see one of these dog creatures?
Yeah, actually, and I should still have them on me, right? Or I handed them off to Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett, yep.
You know, Bennett over there has already seen, or should have already looked over the stuff I gave him. You know, these creatures we've seen outside on our travels. You know, there might not be clear pictures, but you can obviously see that there's something else out there.
So I think clearly there must be something. I was apprehensive to trust you as it is. I've seen your show. I can't say I was very impressed, but I know a lot of the stories that you tell. You tend to imaginate things, Marshall. But between your pictures and what Mac here is saying, and I trust this man's word. I'm sure all of you seen something. There must be something out there. So I think we should just hunker down in for the night. In the morning, hopefully Jin Ashley can fix this array panel. We'll call out for help, and we can kind of go from there. Can you guys maybe just keep quiet about everything? Try not to get everybody worked up.
Has anybody checked in on Jin yet? He's not answering.
Sure. Reach down onto our walkie-talkie and bring him up. Jin, over. Does it a few times. Finally, on the other end, you can hear Jin come through and says, somebody's... and it breaks up a little bit. Ashley, snow, creatures. We need help. You can hear static, and she's like, Jin, is everything okay? And you just get static back. Maintenance crew, send Mac. She'll look over at you, Mac. And
send Mac where?
She'll bring up this walkie-talkie again. Jin. It's just static on the other end of the line. Last we knew, he was headed up under the roof, over above the satellites array. It would be room 17 on the map. There's a hatch up on the ceiling that leads up to the main rooftop where the satellite arrays are. There's two panels, one by the hatch, one at the end of the roof. They were headed up to work on the panels and see what was going on.
Can we see that from the skywalk?
Yes, you could.
I'm going to just start walking towards the skywalk.
All right.
So Mac would, and Catherine's the one that was trying to talk him on the radio.
Yeah.
So Mac would stick his hand out and he says, listen, and I lean in real close so I don't have to broadcast it out to everybody, but I'll kind of half whisper to her saying, look, you don't want people to get spun up. I understand that, but we've reached a point where you need to go unlock that gun cabinet. And other than any of the military, if it ain't a military person that's on here, I probably know just as much, if not more, about this, about handling a firearm as anybody else here. But I don't want to go up there without a pistol or something.
This is Mac. When it comes to the military side of things, I have very few regulations. You're gonna have to speak to Gibbs about that. I can put in a word. I agree. Yeah, I don't think people should be going up there without anything. Jin took his katana, if that means anything, but you're gonna have to talk to Gibbs. She'll look around. Is Gibbs in there? Yeah, he is. So you can see Raymond Gibbs over in the corner. Looks like he's playing some mahjong tiles on the table. Once he notices that you guys are looking over, he looks up and glances to you. Can I help you?
So I tell him, yeah, you can. I have to go up there to help Jen out, and something's loose in or about the station, and I've already been attacked by it once in the maintenance room. If I'm going to go crawl up there to go help him out, I want a pistol from the armory.
No can do, Buckshot. I can't give you a pistol. I can come with you.
Why can't you give me a pistol?
It's my orders.
From
Unless
who?
you have a permit, unless you're part of the military, I can't give you a military rifle or pistol or any ammo for that matter. I'll come with you, though.
Yeah, well, you better send somebody with me that's got one. Because I'm not going to threaten him yet.
He says, look, I have my orders. You have yours. You're here to fix stuff. I'm here to protect people. That's my job. I do it well. I'll come with you.
Okay.
Sam stands up, puts on his vest coat that he has. He has a pistol on his one side. Says, meet me down at the hatch bay and be there in just a moment. He nods towards Catherine as he walks by, and you can see he leaves the room on the far end, headed down towards his office. Robin will look over at Gunnar. Do you think anybody else should go up there? I mean, maybe help out your friend?
How many people are going so far? Just Mac and Gibbs?
Yes, just Mac and Gibbs.
We probably shouldn't go in less than groups of 3, just in case. I think that's a safe number to go with.
Well, I was going to suggest maybe see if your buddy Dave wants to go. I would hate to see anything happen to you. I thought maybe we could have a cup of tea, maybe talk a little bit.
He sort of thinks about this. He's a bit conflicted.
You could show me your bugs.
I would like to observe them a bit more. Dave, come over here. I gestured to Dave.
Dave looks up at where he's been furiously doing something on his phone. I have no idea what. What?
Would you mind going with Mac to check in on Jin?
Yeah, okay.
How are you with a knife?
I can cut steak.
How are you with cutting quadrupedal creatures? Because by the look of you, we're not getting guns.
I mean, I guess I can stab something.
Okay. And he takes his dad's Bowie knife and he holds it towards you and he just says, "This was my dad's. Don't lose it."
He just kind of stares at it with wide eyes. He takes it gingerly.
Don't lose it. You don't use it unless you have to. And come back to us. All right?
All right. It's fine.
He claps you on the back.
He looks around for Mac and kind of just sidles over towards him.
Smile at you, Dave. Impressive. I didn't expect you'd be one to risk your balls out there. Maybe you have a pair after all. Gives you a bit of a clap on the back. She's like, all right, nobody else is to be going outside. Gibbs, Mac, Dave, check on Jin. Get inside as fast as you can. I don't want anybody out about the station. Be sure that when you come in, you hatch that or lock that hatch. I don't want anything else being able to get in. Are there any other questions? Robin, everything's good with the copter, right? See, Robin just gives her a nod. Marshall, as you kind of leave this room to go out towards the skywalk, as soon as you turn around the corner, you can see Russell standing there. Sort of stares you down for a moment as you start to walk by. He's like, hey, where are you headed?
Taking a stroll.
How about some company? You open up his coat that he has on. You can see a bottle of scotch has been slipped on the inside. A few drinks. What do you say?
Yeah, if you want to walk along, want to get up the skywalk and see if I can see Jin on the roof, since the radio's going in and out.
Says, what do you give a shit about that man for? Says,
Give a shit about what might be out there.
He'll start walking alongside you towards the skywalk. He says, well, I think I got a plan. And ever since you showed up, I have to admit I didn't like you. But you look like you're on a bit of a mission. I think you might be able to scratch my balls and I'll scratch yours. What do you say?
They say that's an awkward turn of phrase. You got something to say, spit it out.
Well, you know how to fly a helicopter? I mean, I've seen you ride around them on your show. You must have an idea, right?
Oh, I mean, it
I can
doesn't
get it
look that.
running. We can get in, get the hell out of here. You don't look like you want to be here anyway. I have the keys to the underground hatch. Skate on out of here.
What underground hatch?
It'll be the one you guys came in under too as well. So it goes from the helicopter hangar bay down underground into the main lobby area. So
I mean,
quick
that's
trip.
good plan B, but maybe we should.
What are you, some sort of hero now? Just out here pretending you're a badass? I mean, that doesn't seem like you, Marshall. Maybe on your show, but this isn't a reality show, man.
Well, I don't think I'm quite ready to leave yet. Truth of the matter, this could potentially make me millions, make me famous.
Not if you're dead.
That's why I'm not completely dismissing this idea.
Well, if you feel like you got to be the hero, but
Oh, no. Let's clarify that. I don't need to be the hero. I just need to record it.
very well. I'll get Robin to fly us out of here then. She knows how to fly. Got a half hour, Marshall, and I'll be out of here. Just keep in mind that helicopter is the only way out of here besides a snowcat. So you want to leave, you know who to get a hold of.
Yep, keep that in mind.
Kind of smack you on the back and offer you his bottle. Take a shot before you leave.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take a nice long swig from it.
Take that back and put the cap on it, slip it in his vest. 29 minutes. That you see turns and heads into like the maintenance area as you head down towards the skywalk.
So right after he starts to walk away, I glance down at my GoPro to make sure I had the record button on for that.
Nice.
And I'll continue on.
As you pass by, you notice that it has Russell, Frankie, and Hugh are all in the maintenance area. It looks like they're digging around looking for stuff. They have some of the welding equipment out, some of the steel cutting equipment out. They seem to be kind of gathered into a pile. Russell will give you a bit of a glance as you walk by and then go back to getting his stuff. Kind of pushes the door closed so you can't see in there. The main skywalk is basically just a tunnel over top of the ground. Stale or slate flooring, and then it's almost like a glass tube from one side of the building to the other. Nobody else is there at the moment, so you got it to yourself. What are you looking for, or what do you want to do?
I want to, with the camera, with the night vision, I kind of want to pan around and see if I can get an idea of where the comm stuff, the communications array and all is, and see if I see Jin or, sorry, I forgot the other person who was out there.
Ashley. Yep.
Ashley, yeah. Try to see if I can get sight on them or anything else moving around out there.
Right. Yeah, as you glance around, the main or the secondary panel would be above room 17. The primary panels would be above room 8 on the map. So as you'd be looking north, it's still like another story up above the skywalk, but you can see up there, not like down onto it, but you can at least get a decent angle. You can see some movement on your camera. It kind of moves in and out of focus as it kind of, being that it's kind of up at an angle, it only goes so far before you can lose vision of who's on the top above you. But you do see what looks to be a humanoid figure moving around. It comes into view a few times and disappears out. After it's gone for 2-3 minutes, you can see what looks to be this four-legged figure kind of walking across the lip of the rooftop. You can see where the panel is, but you can only see like the top half of the panel. They would probably be down below on the lower half of it working. Below you, as you look around, you can see 5 of these things moving down around in the courtyard below you. Looks like 3 of them seem to be hanging out around the door, which would be room 1 on the map, sort of that southwest doorway where you guys came in at originally, almost like they're waiting for somebody to either open the door or step out or something, sort of like an ambush. They just kind of have their haunches up and lay back a little bit. The other 2 seem to be roaming around underneath you. They don't notice you above them, but they every now and then they'll call out this strange barking sort of sound in between as they communicate with one another. So 5 below you, and you can see 1 on the rooftop.
Yeah, I'm gonna, after I kind of get a good panning shot, I'm going to tear off back towards the lounge or back towards Russell and or somebody with a walkie.
So as you turn, run, head back towards the thing, you can see somebody at the end of the hallway coming down. The lights, being that this whole place is on emergency generator, it's sort of those reddish dim lights. So you can figure at the far end of this hallway, and it comes into view. You can see Catherine standing there. What you doing, Marshall?
How close is she to one of the windows or something that she can see down?
It's one big long hallway, so she'd be next to a window for sure.
I'll just start, as I'm running towards her, I'll just start pointing down and that, that's about it. Yelling, "Look, told you, look."
You look down. You can see sort of well, give me a perception roll, actually.
Ooh, 1 + 2, that's 3.
All right. Yeah, you can see this surprise sort of look across her face as she looks at them. These are the things you were talking about. And she'll hold up her
don't let
hands.
anybody outside.
Calm down. She's like, no, we're not going to let anybody out there. She'll walk over to the glass, looking down at these things. How many of them did you see? Probably you can only see 2 with like the naked eye without your camera. So
5 maybe down below, and there's 1 on the rooftop.
Rooftop. Where Jen is? And she'll kind of turn and just point up to where you've seen the other one.
Exactly. Do you have a walkie on you?
Yeah, she'll take that out and just start calling Jen into this thing, but there's no replies. Does it 2, 3, 4 times. She calls out and just static on the other end. And with that, you can finally, like the 5th time she calls across, you get a voice coming over. Actually, she's... and there's just silence. Over to Mac and Dave. You guys following Gibbs out?
Most likely, yeah.
All right. So he'll stop.
Because we didn't see any of the rest of the stuff, right?
No.
Yeah.
He'll stop and grab his rifle from his office. As he come to his office where he comes out to meet you and stuff, you can see in the back of his on the back side of his office there's a gun cabinet. Looks like it has a few pistols, rifles, and some ammo and stuff on there. And he's like, "Sorry guys, I can't give you anything yet." He says, "Following orders. If all hell breaks loose, then maybe I'll turn a blind eye. But for right now, I have this under control." Well, you think that's funny, Mac?
No, that was. No, you got it.
That's what I thought. So let's hurry up, huh? We got to get Jen back in here. I don't want to be out there in the cold very long, especially without any of these dogs that you speak of. I'm not a big fan of dogs. So yeah, he'll lead you guys over to room 17, and then the hatch is up on the ceiling. Climbs up and hits that. That's a awfully fancy knife you have there, Dave. What are you going to do with it?
Hope.
Says, well,
It just kind of gives I don't know why I have this shrug.
Well, first thing you need to learn, Dave, take it out of the sheath. It'll do a little bit more. You pointy end, sharp end towards the creatures. without the sheath on it. So take that out of the sheath.
Kind of stares at him and then just slips the sheath off.
He flips open the hatch and steps up. Mac, you would be second to come up, and then Dave. As you guys get to the top of the hatch, up to the rooftop, it's just this blustery, biting cold that hits you immediately. There's wind blowing everywhere. It's still obviously dark out. You can see just up ahead, maybe 15, 20 feet before it's pretty much just a complete whiteout around you guys. Gibbs will just stare, looking around, bring up his walkie-talkie. Jin. You don't hear nothing. He'll ask for Jin again, still nothing. And with that, I need perception checks from both of you.
Three.
Had my microphone turned off. Sorry. I got a 10, but I couldn't remember if low is good or bad.
High. You want high numbers. Yep.
All right, I got a 10.
Good. So yeah, you definitely notice as you look around, you maybe step a few feet forward, Mac. You feel something against your boot. When you look down, you can see a severed hand, blood splattered across the snow.
Immediately pointed out to Gibbs and I'm sorry, what was the other?
Dave.
Dave. Pointed out to Gibbs and Dave. Said, "Look at there."
Oh God.
Don't start throwing up now.
Choke it down, Dave. Gibbs will reach.
Can we tell whose head it is? Like
Gibbs will reach down and pick it up. Get over. Female's hand. You can see it's still fairly warm. Drips a little bit. Hasn't quite completely frozen.
Oh hell.
Well, that's not a positive sight now, is it? Looks like Ashley's hand.
Oh shit.
In the distance, you can hear this voice screaming, "Ashley! Ashley!" And then, a few seconds pass before Jin runs in. He has this long-bladed katana in his hand. A bit of blood is still streaked on it. His eyes kind of wide. He's like, "They took Ashley. We need to get out of here."
Which they?
The things. It was like a dog, wolf-like creature, but it had no fur, horns.
The dog things.
Yeah, we can't stay up here. We can't stay up here.
Well,
Dave,
he ain't got to
Dave
tell
just
me.
goes staring at the hand.
He ain't got to tell me twice.
Behind you, you can hear this hatch creak. What the hell are you boys doing up here? You can see Henry peeks his head up out of this hatch. Says, "I wanted to come along too and have a bit of a good time with you fellows. So what do we got? What do we got? What do we got?"
I reached down and pick up Ashley's hand and toss it at him.
"Oh, hell no, boy." And I shoves this thing out of the way. It's like, "What the hell, Jen? Did you chop her hand off or some shit?"
Yeah. No.
What'd you boys do to Ashley? It's a hot piece of ass right there. Better not have been taking her out. He has this sort of this squint in his eyes as he looks at Jen. "Ah, you son of a bitch." He reaches down and you see this gun. Looks like a pistol, like one of the ones that was in the back of Gibbs' office there. Come around to point down towards Jen.
Whoa.
So, do I still have the pneumatic nail gun thing from the shop
Yeah, probably.
that I had asked? So, I'm just going to, and Gibbs is right beside me, right?
Yeah.
As soon as he points the gun at Jen, I'm just going to like hold the nail gun out and just shoot like 4 times at him, or as many times as I can.
Shooting at him or like to warn him?
Probably just to warn him.
Probably.
But I'm going to shoot some. Those things will fly too.
So it's just that dunk, 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 dunk across from him. You can hear this little soft click in the front end of Gibbs' pistol as it presses up against the side of your head, Mac. This is like, I wouldn't lose it right now, Mac. We don't need to have a mess up here.
I'm not losing anything. I'm trying to keep him from shooting Jen. Why aren't you pointing that at him and not at me? I've got a nail gun. He's got a gun.
It's just Henry. He's full of hot air as it is anyway. Henry,
Well,
get the hell back down there.
Tell Henry to put that damn gun away or I'm going to shoot him full of nails.
Everybody put your guns away. Let's just go inside. They're freaking... They're spiky dogs here.
Spiky dogs.
Points at the head.
Henry eyes Jen, but he puts this pistol back into his vest and pulls himself up the rest of the way out of the hatch. He's like, I don't see no dogs up here. Everybody keeps talking about these dogs that are running around and shit, and I ain't seen anything, man. I think y'all have been getting into the mushrooms or something. And he'll walk out. He's like, there's nothing out here. And with that, you guys see this shadow leap, tackles poor Henry. You can see his eyes widen, and one of these dogs just grab into the back of his calf and just violently start shaking him. His whole body sways back and forth. You can hear the ripping of the calf, his muscles, the pop of his kneecap. And then almost just as quickly, he gets pulled back into this blustery, cold snow, darkness, white out. All you can hear is his screams kind of starting to fade away.
So the first thing I'm going to do is turn to Gibbs and put my hand on him saying, no, hold on now. Before you go running off, I don't want you to lose it or nothing. And just look at him.
I'll shoot your ass right here, Mac.
Okay, well, that'll just be one less person to fight the dogs.
Guys!
And I'm going to immediately turn and start trying to find another way back into the compound.
The hatch is still right there beside you. Henry left it open.
Okay.
Jen is like, Mac, we need to at least get this panel fixed. And he moves over. He points to the panel that's right beside you. Gives a look around. He's like, go ahead and have a look out of it. I'll make sure everything's good. Dave, just get back down to the hatch. You're not doing any good up here anyway. Just get down into the hatch. Make sure it's ready. Mac, you look at the panel. Jen,
Dave kind of takes several hesitant steps in the direction that Henry disappeared. Not really sure what he's doing.
I'll kind of grab him by the back of his shirt and I'll be like, hold on there, Hoss. Just he's gone. Ain't no need for you to get gone too. Just get on down there like the man said.
He sure does.
You see in the distance, not too far, just on the edge of where, as far as you can see, one of the things prowls by. Gibbs will put his gun up, fire off a couple shots, and it quickly scurries away. It's like, Dave, just get down the hatch. Mac, take a look at the panel. Hurry up. Jin will move over, open up this panel for you, Mac. And you can see that the whole thing. Give me an intelligence check, but give yourself a +2.
It's for me?
All
right.
With them and
+2 on mine? Well, that means I get a +1 total.
Nope, just +2 total.
Oh, don't take my negative? Okay.
Right, yep.
You know, Mac ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Well, in that case, I got a 9.
Nice. So you look at this thing. It looks like it has been just completely blown apart. If you kind of maybe check the sides, you can see what looks to be some minor C4 residue. It's definitely been sabotaged. Jen will say, the other panel looks just like this. In order to get the communications up, in order to get to the hold of a Marston Scott station, these have to be replaced.
the nice thing about Minecraft though
Is Gibbs still right there?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lean over to Jen since he seems to be the only one that's halfway sane, and just kind of whisper to him that it looks like somebody blew this hatch apart with some kind of explosive. This hatch ain't just broke. Somebody blew this hatch. And then just kind of lean back from him.
Yeah, they'll eventually.
He'll kind of give you that knowing sort of nod, and you can see his eyes kind of shift around, sort of in the distance where Henry was, back to Gibbs, down at Dave.
Dave's heading back in at this point.
Yeah. Huh?
As you kind of get to the hatch area, Dave, and maybe start to climb down a little bit, if you look down, you can see Kevin Gallagher down below you looking up. It's like, hey, is Henry up there?
I made a hole.
One of the dogs grabbed him and pulled him off, and
You'll see
nobody even
What?
helped.
extended.
It
What
just
do you mean nobody helped?
nobody cared. Like they just kept talking about
Extended
the radio, and
and
he's out there somewhere.
then I put a part of a room.
I ain't gonna have any more of this. No. You can see he just turns and he storms off towards, down the hallway, complaining, that he's not gonna just sit around here and wait anymore. He looks a little bit stressed. Gibbs fires off a couple more shots. You guys done yet? Well, I'm running out of bullets. We need to hurry up.
Just because I really like the way it looked.
So am I going to be able to find, you said the hatch has to be completely replaced?
Sorry, no, that would be the one in the maintenance area, but that was where Russell was. The hatch that you're in is just like a normal roof hatch. It's perfectly fine. It's just open as all when you came up.
So I'm gonna lock that down and then grab Dave along and make him, or just kind of pull him along and follow Gibbs.
At least
And I'm gonna whisper as I pull him. I lean over to Dave. I said, "Dave, it ain't that nobody didn't care. It's that nobody had any chance to react. He was gone before we even realized what the hell had happened."
Didn't even try.
Well, try to do what, man? Have you been? I've been attacked by these things already once. There's nothing. Once they get you and take off and disappear, you're done. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd run off after him, you'd be getting eaten up right with him too.
Yeah.
It just gives you, not sure, maybe a horrified or disgusted or something look, and then just looks away and doesn't make eye contact.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Gibbs will be the last one down the hatch, and he'll close it up and spin the lock closed as you guys come back down. Pull you aside, Mac, or, walk beside you. He says, back in Russell's office, there's several of the panels. We can get them, we can replace them. He says, but I don't know how we're going to get up there. Once we can get that up, I can get communications out. I can get a hold of some of the other stations, and everything will be all right. I mean, everything will be all right, right? I mean, I can fix them if you can get to the panels and we can get up there.
I can fix the panels as long as somebody can keep the damn creatures off of me. And say no man with the guns over there
Where did you get the grass? Like the grass
putting them up against people's heads.
All right, well, we should probably speak to Catherine about this. Maybe let her know what's going on. Maybe she can help us out or something. He just kind of trails off a little bit. Over to Marshall, you'll notice gunshots occasionally, and then more and more of these gunshots go off as you're on this walkway. Catherine will look her head over and think, that can't be good, and just take off running down the hallway.
I'll follow suit. I'm assuming she's running back towards the lounge area and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow suit and start working my way back through. Yeah.
Give me one more perception check just as you're getting ready to leave this walkway.
8, 9, 10.
So as you're just getting over and you happen to look out, you can see over by the cargo bay areas and where the helicopter pad is and stuff, something moving that catches your eye. If you bring up your GoPro camera, maybe zoom in a little bit with the infrared and stuff, you see it's a person. It's a humanoid form. Seems to be walking around by the helicopter, stops here and there, and then disappears into the hangar's bay.
I'll yell to Catherine, who's outside?
There's no answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to run after her and get her attention.
As you come out of this cargo or the walkway, you can see she just up ahead of you, just kind of runs into the cafeteria area. Gunnar, you're in here with who's left in there? Robin. I moved the thing. You would have seen Russell, Frankie, and Hugh all left maintenance guys. Gibbs went with them. Catherine left to go with her. Henry left. So, yeah, it's only you and Robin that are left in there by the time everybody else leaves and goes and does their thing. She'll sit back in her chair and be like, so, darling, why don't you tell me about these bugs? What the hell are they? What are we dealing with? Or what are these dogs? I mean, you know all about these penguins. You know nothing else could live here. You're sort of the scientist of the group here. What's going on? Should we maybe, get out of here?
At the moment, I can only give you rough speculation from the observations I've made and from the assumptions that I can make. As far as I can tell, the bugs use some sort of tar as a paralyzing mechanism, which they then use to climb into the host, and then they reproduce within the host's digestive system.
That is disgusting. So they're like worms, like my dog used to have worms.
Yeah, that's a way to think about it, I guess. I tend to think of them like xenomorphs from Alien.
Never seen
Weirdly.
it.
Oh, it's a classic. Oh, it's so good. Anyway.
So are these things aliens? I mean, I'm not one to be believing in aliens, Gunnar. I mean, I grew up in the Bible Belt.
I can only make assumptions. They seem to have normal... How do I describe this? Normal Terran, Earth biology. If you stab it, it'll die. From their reactions to a tooth from one of the creatures that we found, they seem to be a natural predator of some kind, because they did not like that. They did not like that at all. And from what I heard from the others, it seems that the creatures eat the insects. I don't know why, or I don't know how. This is all I've discovered so far.
This is... my family was out here for a long time. I mean, can't believe this is actually happening to us. I mean, we should probably get out of here, shouldn't we? I mean, Catherine seems to want to lock this place down. The only escape we have is the helicopter.
How many people can fit in the helicopter?
Need somebody to drive it, otherwise 4, so 5 total.
That is not everyone in this place.
Best I can do is, if somebody can get a hold of the main station, we can get more people out here to help. Maybe just between you and I was thinking of maybe just, maybe a couple of us could fly to the main station and bring back help. It's a 4-hour flight. We'd be back by morning.
I don't know how many people I want to leave here if these things are as dangerous as they appear. Who'd be the most sensible to go out? Yourself, obviously, you can fly the helicopter.
She'll lean forward a little bit and be like, I've been thinking about this a little bit. Please don't, I'm not a coward. Don't think of me as a coward, but I think the best way would be to get to the Martin Scott station, get some help, get back out here. Like I said, we'd be back by morning. I'd have to fly it. That only leaves 4. I was thinking maybe Russell. I hate the guy. He's an asshole, but he knows how to fix things. If there's anything that happens or anything wrong with the copter, we'd need him. He says, the doctor's been like a father to me since I've been here. He says, he's the one in some critical condition. Try and get him back to the station. And if he's gone, then Allie would have to go because she's the only other registered nurse here to take care of him. So that leaves only one other person. And I'm kind of hoping you would.
He seems kind of conflicted. And what do we do?
It's like, I mean, you guys just got here. You can bring back help. And everybody will be okay. And maybe we can get you better to know each other in the future or something,
I'd like that. If I was just thinking again.
I can't leave the doctor here. He says, I saw what you did, but Haley's the nurse. You know, if anything happens, she has to be there, and we need Russell in case anything happens to the copter. I don't really see any other options. I mean, unless you have a better idea.
Catherine or Bennett might be a good choice. If they're going to need to negotiate, it would be good to have the head of the organization do the talking. They're going to listen more to someone who's got a place of authority than me.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know all about these penguins and things. You could tell them all about what happened. I mean, they can write us a note or something, right? I mean,
I'm not sure if a note's going to do it. I mean, it's difficult enough getting Catherine to believe us when we had photos. So hearing it from the person's mouth would mean a lot more to them, I imagine.
True.
You know how authority figures work.
All right. Well, that was my thought anyway. I didn't know if maybe I was thinking crazy. It's a bit panicked.
I totally understand. Makes a lot of sense to me. Try and get help from wherever we can.
Maybe
and if communications are down with the main station, that's the only option.
All right. Well, maybe we should bring it up then. Just as she says that, you see Catherine runs into the room, looking around. She's like, "Where's Gibbs? Mac, they're not back yet?"
No, they're not back yet.
Shit. She just turns to run. As soon as she would leave, she'd run into you, following behind Marshall.
I'll stop her again, and I'll do a quick glance around the room to see who's in there.
It would be just Gunnar and Robin at the moment.
Who's outside? Not on the roof. Who's outside on the ground level?
Nobody. Everything's been. They're on the roof. Yeah, with Jin, Ashley, Gibbs,
right.
Mac, Dave. Everything else has been locked down.
Somebody was moving around outside and headed towards the hangar.
So it's fucking Russell. She'll just take a beeline towards where his maintenance office is.
I'll stop her. I'll grab her. I'll say, send somebody else. We need to get the people on the roof inside as well. If she hesitates, I'll just say fuck it, and I'll start heading towards the roof.
She's Robin, Gunnar, go help Marshall. I'll go deal with Russell.
I'm gonna look around for any kind of weapon that I can find.
There's some steak knives and forks, a couple plates, a meat tenderizer.
So when we came down from the roof or whatever, we never passed by where everybody else was then?
Yeah, you'd be coming down about the same time that she's running past. She'd be running past the door out, the door you're coming through towards Russell's office. You probably see Marshall trailing behind her just a little bit, and probably Robin and Gunnar behind him.
I am grabbing a steak knife, by the way.
Okay.
I'm absolutely grabbing. I'm not leaving here without anything to defend myself.
Robin will grab the meat tenderizer hammer then and run behind you, following behind Marshall. So yeah, as you guys come down the hatch and just start walking out beside Jin, Gibbs, and Dave, you guys would see Catherine run by the doorway that you're at. She gives you just a real quick cursory sort of glance as she runs down and then turns towards where Russell's office would be. You can hear this banging that's on the door. She's pounding on the door, yelling at him. And then Gunnar, Marshall, you guys would run into all the others.
What happened out there? We heard gunshots.
Well, Henry come up out of the hatch as we went out there and found was it Amy?
Ashley.
We found looks like those creatures got Ashley, and we found her severed hand in the snow. And then I believe it was Henry come up out of the out of the hatch and started talking a bunch of shit about whether we killed Ashley, and pulled out a gun, pointed it at Jen. So I shot a couple nails at him with a nail gun, and Gibbs acted like he wanted to shoot me, and then the creatures grabbed Henry and ran off into the blizzard, into the storm with him. So, yeah, that's pretty much covers it all.
And that's why we don't want people having guns around here.
Yeah.
Gibbs says as he kind of locks his, puts a new clip into it. Give everybody a gun. Everybody's going to be shooting each other. Nobody's going to know what the hell's going on. Can you just imagine Dave running around here with a gun? I mean...
Speaking of weapons, Dave, and I sort of give him an eyebrow raise.
Yeah. Still can't get my head around the fact that...
I hand you the steak knife in return.
Just kind of stares at it like, why?
I don't want anyone walking around here without something to defend themselves.
Did you guys fix the comm links?
No, not yet. We gotta get the hatches repaired first before Jen is going to be able to get up there safely. That's where we were heading now.
You feel a hand on the back of your back, Gunner, as Robin comes up. Says, I'm going to go get the doctor and Allie, get everybody kind of set up so that maybe we can, like we talked about. So I'll be back, okay?
Robin, who else can fly the helicopter?
As she's starting to walk away, she looks over. Nobody can technically fly it. Some of the maintenance crews have the basic idea of how it works. But as far as the actual pilots, I'm the only one here.
Did you have anybody out there prepping the copter?
He shrugs. No, I was out there maybe an hour or so ago getting stuff around and filling up the fuel tanks. But
I've just seen somebody by the hangar a few minutes ago.
No, I wasn't out there. I was talking to Gunner. I mean, right, Gunner? I was with you.
Absolutely.
So there's nobody else. Nobody else even has the keys to get out there. Well, besides Bennett and Catherine, but
Catherine was with you. Where was Bennett?
I don't know. He was in the cafeteria, and then I don't know. I thought he went with Catherine. I wasn't really paying attention.
Catherine was with me. We didn't see Bennett.
I haven't seen him since he left. I'll go take a look for him as I'm, talking to the others. I'll let you know.
I'm coming with you. I'm not letting anyone walk around this place alone.
I'm perfectly fine, Gunner. I'll be all right. You guys have your issues to work with. I'll be all right. I'm just gonna go talk to Allie and the doctor and get things set up.
I go to her and I give her a big hug, and I say, "You're coming back."
Yes, she'll almost kind of go silent, and she gives you this huge hug. She's like, I'm just gonna go talk to them, and I'll get things ready. I'm really concerned about the doctor. I want to get him back so nothing happens. It's like I feel like I need to hurry. I hope you understand.
Okay. Go, please. And he gives her as warm a smile as he can in this dire situation.
You can see a bit of a tear. Her eyes water a little bit. She wipes it away quickly and just turns and runs down the hallway towards the medical bay where the doctor and Allie are.
So I'm gonna try and keep making my way to where I need to go to do the hatch, fix the hatch.
All right, that would be Russell's office. So yeah, as you come around the corner, you can see Catherine standing there, and she looks over, holding her hand a little bit, maybe like it's bruised or something. You can see where she's been banging on the door. He won't open up. He's barricaded himself in there.
So do you know he's in there?
What's that?
Do you know for sure he's in there?
I can hear him talking. I mean, if you put your ear up, and she'll put her up. It's like, Russell, Hugh, Frankie, all three of them are in there. And you guys can hear voices talking in there. You can hear, like, equipment being moved around.
So I would turn to Gibbs and say, well, why don't you go in and kick the door open? I'm sure you'd love to have another opportunity to shoot a completely innocent person.
He's like, look, man, You don't have to be a smartass about stuff. I saved your ass up on the roof. How about you?
Okay. By putting a gun to my head.
Hey, I kept the dogs off you just like I said I would. I have no problems letting one die to save the rest. Just remember that.
This is no time for infighting.
Duly noted. Still, you've got the gun, so you can kick the door in. Because I'm not allowed to have one.
I'm not shooting the door. He'll move up. You know, Catherine's been beating on it. How am I supposed to do anything? He'll give it a good heavy kick. It budges just a little bit, but it looks like they've been barricaded the door from the inside. You know, kind of put stuff up against it.
So can I give it a shot?
Yeah. It would be your strength. It's going to be a difficulty of 9.
Okay. So I got to roll a 6. And I rolled a 6.
Nice.
Which I literally have brawn plus 3.
All right. So, yeah, you give this thing a heavy kick. It budges open maybe like 4 or 5 inches. Give it another kick, a few more. You can feel that whatever they put on the other side of this door, you know, it's maybe like some desks or something like that they pushed up, slowly gives away. Everybody quiets down. Then you hear this doosh, doosh, doosh. There's like 4 nails come through on the other side of the doorway. He's like, I suggest everybody stays out there. You can hear Russell on the inside. Otherwise, we'll shoot you all. What do you want?
I turned to Gibbs and just kind of motioned to the door. Well, it's open now.
Gibbs will look over at Catherine. She'll kind of shrug and move up. Russell, we need to work together on this, she says. We don't have time for everybody to be... And you can hear 4 more nails hit the wall. He's like, I don't have time for this shit, Catherine. We're getting out of here, with or without you. Frankie, you, let's go. Silent for a second, and then you can hear the slamming of the hatch inside the maintenance office, the one that you were supposed to fix. Mac.
So I'm going to throw my weight against the door with everything I got, try and just bust the door completely open.
Maybe once, twice, and finally it just, you know, blows open. You can see a lot of like the welding equipment, steel cutters and stuff like that's been lying around. You can see this box set up on the desk, and it has the basic military, USA military insignia across the front of it. It's been opened up. It looks like an ammo chest. Everything's gone from it. Gibbs looks at that and turns running towards his office. He says, they broke into the cabinet. And then distance you can hear you start swearing and screaming.
So help me understand again, which exact hatches were it that looked like they'd been blown open? Was it this one in here?
Yeah, so you guys would be, I believe it was room 13. That has a hatch that was broken, the one you were supposed to fix.
7, room 7.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the one in 17 is just a hatch to the roof, just a roof access panel is all that is.
All right. So I'm going to tell Catherine's still there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to look over at Catherine now that Gibbs is gone, and I'll say, first of all, Gibbs is a complete asshole. Secondly, the hatch over in room, the other room that you wanted me have me fixing, somebody blew that hatch open with an explosive. Somebody in here is not playing by the rules. And you need to be aware of that. It's not just the dogs now. Somebody in here is actively, I don't know if it's him, the Bennett or whoever, but somebody's been sabotaging the hatches in here.
General nods beside you too and says, satellite, the communications array, that's been blown as well. It's gone. Unless we can fix the main satellite, we're gonna have to. We won't have any communications till that's done either.
Why would someone do that?
It sounds to me like somebody doesn't want whatever these creatures are that are loose. They don't want anybody else knowing about it, and we get to be the sacrificial lambs.
No. There was somebody heading towards the helicopter.
Yeah, they're going to get the hell out of here and leave us.
No, before a few minutes ago, there was somebody heading towards the hangar, and you're telling me people are sabotaging things? Oh, Catherine, what's the quickest? We got to find that helicopter. What's the quickest way out there?
The underground hatch, down at the far end. The same way you guys came in originally. That's end up opening up into room 26, but it runs out underground to the hangar area. She says the only one who had the keys for it were Russell and Bennett. She says mine were back in my office. I can run over and get them, but without one of those two or my keys, we're screwed.
Well, if we got to get in through the hatch, we got to get in it. But I mean, I've got a nail gun with some more nails since dipshit won't let anybody else have a gun. But if we're gonna go stop them, we need to go.
Is there anything weapon-like in the room?
Not that wouldn't need electricity. I mean, I guess there'd be some hammers and saws and things like that.
I grab a hammer and I toss it to Marshall. And I grab. Well, Mike's okay. Like I said, I don't want anyone walking around here without a weapon. Just in case.
Let's get the keys and that copter. Nothing could happen to that chopper.
I agree. That's besides the snowcat. That's the only other. Which I mean, the copter's our only source of transportation. Much faster. It would take us a good 16 hours to get out there in the snowcat. I don't even know if we'd have enough fuel to reach the main station.
Yeah, that's not going to be an option because we can't outrun them creatures even if we had the snowcat.
Yeah, she'll turn and head over towards her office. Down through this main hall, you can see Gibbs coming back. Has his hands up. He says, Russell took everything. Both pistols, rifles, all the ammo. Everything's gone.
Oh, in fact, look, I just got disconnected too.
Bet you wish you handed one over now.
Says, I don't need any smart ass remarks, Gunner.
You're right.
Are they going to the helicopter?
That's what I'd assume.
Well, we should go try and talk to them or something.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna drop offline for probably like 3 or 4 minutes. We have to do a router reset.
All right.
Apparently, I'm the only person in the house not experiencing a host of networking issues.
Okay.
So, I'll be right back.
Hopefully Mac won't die while you're gone.
We're gonna find out.
Counting on you, brother.
Actually, if you guys are cool, why don't we take like a quick couple-minute break? Because I got to run to the bathroom anyway.
Yeah, that'll actually work. My dog needs to run out real quick.
Yep, we'll be right back then.
I have returned. Apologies for delay.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I'm back too.
Where's you?
Oh, I guess maybe if I was unmuted, that would have helped. All right. All right, then. If everybody's set. What time is it? 8. Right. Yeah, we'll probably go to 9 like normal because I actually have another game at 9:15 that I got to run. So, and that would put us right on spot for one more session to finish it off. Should be.
Awesome.
All right. So.
Unless Dave snaps and kills you all this session.
Just a snap. All right.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
You see Gibbs come back. He just has his rifle and his pistol that he had. He just shakes his head. He's like, he took it all. The equipment, the locker's been emptied. My ammo's been emptied. Everything's shot. Catherine comes out of her office behind him. She says, my keys are gone. The entire key ring. Somebody broke into my desk, rifled through. What about equipment in the maintenance area, Mac? Are you able to maybe cut through the door or something?
I mean, if there's a plasma cutter in there, I probably can. A lot of the welders require electricity, which we don't have too much of. But if there's a plasma cutter in there, which I really haven't had an ample opportunity to take complete stock of what was in there, but if there is one in there, then yeah, I can cut through just about anything.
All right.
I don't see why I'd have a hard time believing there wouldn't be something like that in there.
Well, why don't you check that?
I'll get right on it.
You got your camera on you, Marshall?
I do.
Why don't we go down to the walkway? Maybe you can see if we can see anybody else out there by the helicopter or something. Get some pictures. Maybe, I don't know how well that thing will take focus, but maybe do that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I just keep glancing over at Bennett's office though, because we're right there. Is his door open?
Nope, it's closed.
Wouldn't Bennett have keys?
He says he should. Yeah, I've tried getting hold of him on the speakerphone.
I just walk over and try to open his door up.
It opens right up.
Where would he have keys?
She'll step up beside you. As soon as you open the door and you let it hang open, you can see this room has been completely trashed as well. His desk is overturned. Looks like all of his paperwork, everything's just kind of thrown about. There's a picture of his wife and his family on his desk. The glass is all shattered apart. She says, his desk are on him. She'll go over, rummaging through. My best guess would be somewhere on him. Says, whoever hit this office probably hit mine as well. Says, I know it's Russell. He's the only one that would do something like this.
He's also currently on his way to the helicopter, trying to get out of here.
Says, Hugh might know how to fly. She says, I've never seen him, but he could drive everything else. But he wouldn't say anything.
Russell asked me if I could fly.
Can you?
That's not the point. I've seen it done. Russell was asking me on my way up to the skywalk earlier about leaving and to fly, if I could fly. So I would think if he was propositioning me that none of them could fly.
Unless he was propositioning you because he didn't have anyone, and then he propositioned Hugh, who could fly, and is currently with him, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he was with him. Catherine's like, if any of them could fly, it'd be Hugh. She says, I've never seen him fly, but he knows the helicopter like the back of his hand. I mean,
then once Russell found someone who could fly, Hugh, he didn't need you anymore, and that's why he's going to the helicopter now. I would assume.
Let's get to the skywalk and see if they've made any progress. I guess.
I want to head to the helicopter if that's okay. I want to see if the hatch is open and if I can get in there.
The maintenance area hatch is open, so yeah, it's.
Oh no, I meant the helicopter hatch. The one to the
yeah.
underground.
Yeah, that's the one that Mac's gonna have to somehow get open. Give me a perception check then, Mac. Let's make it a 5. See if we can find a plasma cutter in there.
All right, I have no bonuses on that, and that would be a fail.
Right. So yeah, you dig around. You can see some of the equipment for it and some odds and ends, but the main, the plasma cutter itself looks to be gone.
Is anybody in there with me?
Gunner.
Okay. Anything? Trying to think. There be an would there be an air powered like angle grinder by chance? Like the little handheld angle grinder, maybe? Powered by air instead of by electricity? It's the only other thing I could think of that would do it.
More than likely it'd be electricity. Give me a perception check. Let's say 6.
Well, it looks like we're not cutting through the door.
See, it's you and Gunner in there. Catherine will just kind of grab a hold of you, Marshall, and start moving towards the skywalk. She says, "Get that camera ready. We need to take a look." Besides you, Dave, you see Jin, who's just staring back at you. He's like,
I follow Catherine and Marshall.
he's like,
How far is the helicopter from the building?
About 50 yards.
For those of us who aren't American, how far is a yard?
About 3 feet.
3 feet, yeah.
All right.
A meter. It's pretty close to a meter. Jen will walk up beside you, Dave. So, what do you think? Do any of your satellites, any of your weather stuff working? I mean, maybe we can somehow get through on that. Says I could probably hack into that. Maybe use the weather satellite or something.
I mean, you could have a look at the stuff. I'm not confident about that, but I mean, I can show you what we've got, I suppose.
And he'll start kind of walking that way.
I'll go to.
So yeah, as you kind of get out of earshot of the others a little bit, that Mac fella seems a little bit on edge. He says, he was talking to me as we were coming down here. I'm pretty sure that it's Gibbs that's starting all this. He was saying a few things. Gibbs a good guy, but he says, I seen Russell and him. They seem to be a bit buddy. You think we could trust him?
I don't know. Did you see when the thing took Henry? Like, he didn't even...
That's what I'm saying. He didn't even... He says, I tried to help Ashley. I did. It took her too fast. And, I mean, even before I could do anything, Mac was the closest to that dog. He should have at least shot it instead of Henry, right? I mean...
Yeah, right? I don't know. I mean, he seems like a good guy generally, but...
And he seemed to know that hatch was blowing out awfully quick. He didn't even hesitate. I mean, I didn't think he was a demolitions guy. I mean, he was just a maintenance guy. Well, how does he know about all the C4 and blowing hatches and stuff?
Do you think he...
It's like, hey, man, I don't know. He says, I'm just saying, I mean, you were closer to talk to him more than I have, Out of anybody, I can say Marshall's probably the most badass out of them all, but did you know he was going to help me find a ghost in my office?
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there right now. I think we have a little bit more to worry about, but Yeah, I mean, that guy knows what he's talking about. He knows his shit, but...
Well, I always kind of assumed his Bigfoot stuff was just, bullshit. But now I've seen there's actually these things out there. Like, what if he's onto it? What if he's seen this kind of thing before?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it might sound weird, but if anybody here can help us, it's probably him, not Mr. Gun Ammo Man and Explosion Man. Catherine doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground half the time. But and just trying to think of ways we can get out there. I mean, you know how to use a gun?
No,
Ah, shit. He says,
I've never actually seen one until today.
He'll stop in front of his office door and open it up. He says, well, check this out. He goes in. You can see he pulls his desk out, and there's a small pistol there. He's like, I had Robin smuggle it in a few weeks for me. I was just a little bit hesitant around here. Everybody seemed to be a little bit on edge. Everything was kind of weird. Said, it's my grandfather's. Don't really know much about it. I was going to have Gibbs kind of maybe teach me some stuff, but never got around to it.
Is it loaded?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
He says, "What? You probably know more about it than I do." He'll hand you this small little pistol, just a simple little 6-shooter. He says, all the bullets I have are in it. I only had a couple. There's 4 in there that are left. I got my sword. Shows that he has like this big katana that he's been carrying around. He says, I don't really know what the hell I'm doing with it either, but I'm Asian and I'm supposed to have one, so I just got one anyway, just for looks. He says, but yeah, my idea is maybe we can hack into your weather systems, maybe get a hold of the weather satellite and maybe transmitting something through that to the main station. He says, otherwise, we're going to have to get up on the roof and fix the satellite. He says, that's the only other communication source we have.
Yeah. No.
I don't know if you want to trust Mac with that. Maybe we should get a hold of Marshall and see if he can help us. I didn't really want to bring Catherine into this either, though, because she'll lock everything down, and she really doesn't trust me. I don't think she likes you either. And, she obviously doesn't like Marshall.
All right, I'll take you to the weather equipment, but we really should be trying to get to that helicopter ASAP, I think. Where's the snowcat parked? Do they park it at the building?
The what?
Snowcat.
Yeah, it would be out by room number 1, down on the main front doorway area.
All right, yeah, I'm going to.
He says, "Oh yeah. What if we take this? Can you drive the snowcat?" I mean, it's just I imagine I could probably drive it. It's just a steering wheel and a gas pedal, right? What if we drive out there?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. What if we could just get from the door to snowcat to helicopter?
Oh, you're a freaking genius. Oh man, I didn't even think of that, Dave. Yeah. He says, and the snowcat has a radio in it. Maybe we can use the radio to, maybe do something. I could probably wire something up. He says, yeah. Let's do that. He says,
let's do that.
And he has this excited look on his face, and he just makes a run towards the gym area and to where the main foyer is. He's like, "Are you coming? Let's go."
Dave's caught off guard by the sudden movement, and he kind of looks around like he's trying to figure out what to do with the gun, and then he just runs with it in his hand to follow Jim.
Yep. So he's going to head towards room 1 and out where the snowcat is. He's like, "Oh, you're a genius, Dave. I didn't think of this, Dave. Then we can get out to the helicopter and we can get the hell out of here, or at least maybe hitch a ride with Russell. I mean, the guy's an asshole, but I don't really think he'd leave us for dead. I mean,
if we could, we just need to get word out to Scott Base, right? Scott Station, and they can sit more helicopters.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, he runs there. Let's run over to Marshall and Catherine then. So as you guys come around to the main walkway area there, you come out to the front of it, and the first thing you notice is up on the roof of it. It's just a big square glass walkway, basically. But along the top of it, you can see one of these creatures is walking. As soon as you come into the doorway, it's like 20 feet in front of you, 10 feet above you, right on the roof line of this glass dome.
Does Catherine notice it?
Yeah, she stops as well. They both look up. You guys almost lock eyes. It has 3 eyes, and it looks to be staring around. You see this long, black, slimy tongue thing that drops out, and it just licks across the top of this window. Its eyes glint this greenish sort of color, almost like it's looking at you, but you can't quite tell. And it just slowly, almost like it's on the prowl, moves forward. She takes a bit of a step back, not fully entering this hallway.
Is there like a doorway on this hallway?
One at either end, there is.
Yeah, I'm gonna start backing up towards the doorway.
So as you guys
very chivalrously keeping Catherine between me and the creature.
Nice. Yeah, it strides forward, and you get the feeling that it senses you're there or sees you maybe through the window or something. Move forward. There is a door. I don't know if you want to close the door, if you're just moving out of the hallway back into the room behind, or.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna close the door. That's.
So yeah, Catherine, steps back as you shut the door. She's like, "It was on the roof. I mean, you can't get through the glass, can it?" And you hear this almost like it's just throwing itself against one of these windows once again and again. And finally, you hear this glass shatter on the other side of the doorway. And howling sort of pierces the air. You can hear more in the distance echo.
So we're in the lounge area, right?
It'd be 26, so yes.
I'm gonna look around. Did anybody leave any kind of bottles of liquor or anything like that? Because I know a couple people had brought them in.
I'd say yeah, there'd probably be something around.
So I'm gonna back Catherine up. I'm gonna just toss one of them and break it by the door, and go through my bag and pull my flare gun out as I'm continuing to back away from this door as much as possible.
You see this confused look on her face, and then she realizes what you're doing. She's like, we can't set the place on fire, Marshal.
Options are pretty limited right now.
It's just,
I'm hoping we don't either.
Just need to get out of here. And she'll take off towards the kitchen area and then up towards the main hallway, hoping that you're following, but she doesn't try to take your gun or do anything. She just hopes you're following her. There's a smash up against the door. You can see a few of these little horn type things puncture through the wood and pulled back. One of these eyes glinting through the hole. Then it smashes up against it. So a few splinters start to break apart.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the map. Yeah, so I'm going to back through the kitchen, back out in the main hallway, and kind of close that door too. Nobody else is in this room, right?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, which way did Catherine take off for?
Up through the kitchen area into the main hallway. So she'd be like standing there waiting at the door, waiting for you to hurry up and follow.
Any ideas?
She says, we can't light this place on fire. Just barricade the doors and, we can get out of here. I mean,
listen, I know you don't think I know much, but I know alcohol. It would burn away very quickly. More for show. We obviously can't get out the main foyer. There was multiple of those things right in the courtyard area there.
Yep. Says, best bet is to see if they got the doors open. We can run over. It'd be area 22. Run down, see if they got the hatches open to the cargo bay, and try to get to the helicopter.
All right. Yeah. That's our only choice. And I'll ooh, yeah, that's right there. Okay. 22 is right there.
Yep.
Yeah, go through 22, and once we do, I'll start yelling down to see if Mac or anybody is down there.
You say swing over to Mac and Gunner. You guys are in the maintenance room there for the moment. Besides, a few odds and ends, it doesn't look like there's anything that's really going to cut through a doorway hatch. You can hear your phone go off, though, Gunner, as a text message comes through to you. Or I guess maybe, like a in-house messaging system sort of thing through the...
Yeah, I'll give it a check.
Well, it just comes through. You can see it's Robin says, at the copter, leaving soon.
I'll reply, is Russell there?
You don't get anything back, at least not right away. As you guys standing in the hallway there, you'd probably hear Catherine and Marshall come out. You see Jin, you would see Jin as well, run by. And then Dave, I'm not sure if you're stopping to let them know or if you're just following Jin, but he runs right past them and then down to the gymnasium, area 2, and then towards the foyer. But you see run by, you can see the others.
Where exactly are they with me? See them?
You would see them right in area about 8.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to get... Jim, hold up! And then I'm going to stop and turn to the others. We're going to try and go get the snowcat and drive it to the helicopter. And maybe it's got, its radio can strong enough to get something.
The helicopters or the snowcats? Sorry.
Either is fine.
Fair point. Seems like we've not got many more options.
Yeah, he kind of looks back and forth and then he starts following after Jin again.
So yeah, as you move down, area 2 is a gymnasium. So when you open that door, Dave, you can see Jin at the other end. Directly in front of him, in front of this foyer, right in the doorway, stands one of these wolf-like hound creatures. You can see Jin stands back. He has a bit of blood on his shoulder. His sword is has this greenish-colored goo on it. And he quickly looks back over his shoulder. He's like, just get back. And he just rushes in, trying to swing at this thing madly. It quickly just opens its jaws. You can see his head just get crushed in between his jaws, and his body goes limp. It shakes it back and forth a little bit, and as it comes back up, it just peels the front of its face right off. Quickly throws its head back and gulps this down, and starts to stride forward towards you. Take us a step, another, and then just makes a full run towards you.
Dave half goes to point the gun at it, and then just runs and tries to slam the door behind him.
Give me a agility. See if
how agile am I?
Let me see what I got.
Dexterity.
Yeah, sorry. You got to be a 5.
8.
So yeah, you slam this thing just in time as it slams up against the other end of this.
He sort of stood back from the door. He's like, oh god, there's one in there. Gotcha. Oh shit. Did anybody else follow him? Or were they all just like, well, that was weird, and carried on?
Yeah, did any of you guys follow Dave? Was he headed off, or are you still standing back there?
I probably left the maintenance workshop. That seems like a good idea. Let's try that. And then I came. Oh.
Never mind.
Dave's just kind of backing away from the door. Got a gun that he didn't have before.
You be careful with that thing, Dave.
He's just got his eyes locked on the door to see if the thing tries to break through it.
Oh yeah, it slams up it once, twice, quickly tearing this door apart as it's starting to make its way through.
As soon as it looks like there's a hole or something, I'm gonna start shooting at it. Just a couple of bullets.
Right.
As soon as Dave starts shooting, I'm going to run down to the medical center where I have the 2 insects that I was keeping in containment.
Well, in that case, how about you guys roll initiative? I'm going to need Mac, Dave, and Gunner.
Shit, I didn't realize I was there.
Is that just a flat roll, or is that plus
Yep, just a
dex?
flat roll, 1d10.
I got a 4.
6.
Mac also got a 6.
So Gunner, Mac, Dave. And this thing got a 9, so it is up first.
Oh, bitch.
That's unfortunate.
So let me see if it breaks down the door first before it. Oh, yeah, for sure. So as you're backing up, Dave, it hits the door again and again. As you just get ready, have your gun ready, trying to figure out what to do, the door just blows apart on this thing. You can see it looks like it came off to the side where Jin was, so probably came from like that overhead walkway, that glass walkway area or something, just out the gymnasium side. Jin's body's just lying on the floor. You can see part of his face hangs out of the jaws of this thing, and it is just going to rush towards you and make an attack. What is your defense?
4.
And yeah, that's definitely hits. Take 1 wound. This thing rushes forward, just barely clips your side, though. One of these large horn-type things on its shoulders, tearing into the side of your, well, not the rib cage, but, like your love handle area, puncturing into the side of your body. Turns its head back around and lets out this growl. And Gunner and Mac, you guys are up.
Dave screams.
So I've got
you'd be in the maintenance area, the 7-ish or 8-ish, I'm sorry, right in that doorway somewhere. So he's like maybe 20 feet away, but you can definitely see what's going on.
Okay. Well, I've got a nail gun and an air tank and a knife. Is there going to be a difference in the damage or whatever?
No, not in this case. It would just be a wound. So,
crap. So I got.
I feel like Gunner's already decided what he's going to do. He's going to run off to these insects that he's got in containment. Because we rolled the same, didn't we?
Yeah, he did. So you're just running down the hallway to your bugs?
Essentially. I'm thinking about maybe trying to utilize their paralyzing tar.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yep. So Mac, you would see Gunner take off the other direction.
I'll be back.
Well, my chances of hitting it with the nail gun are significantly lesser than if I run up to it. So I reckon that's what I'm going to do, is run up to it and try and use the knife.
Go for it. Defense on these guys is a 7.
7. All right. So I need a 4. And that's a 9. So a 12.
Got it. So it's done. So what do you do to it?
So I'll run up to it with the I have a buck 119 knife. So I'm just gonna basically just run over it to it, overhand it, just come right into its back with it like that.
Lets out this bit of a howl. You can see it thrashes its head around, these 3 greenish colored eyes glaring back at you. Part of Jin's face hangs out of its mouth, has blood on one of its horns from Dave. And that would put Dave up.
Dave staggers backwards, clutching at the wounded, and just fires slightly panickingly into the thing.
All right.
That's a
Dex.
Dex?
Yep. And you would have got a 7 or higher.
8.
Well, so another wound. So yeah, your gun fires off, just blows right into the shoulder side of this thing. The big chunk gets blown out. You can see this green ooze kind of start dribbling down out of this thing. In that case, Marshall, well, you're there with Catherine at the doorway of like Area 22. You would see down this long hallway, Gunner running towards you. You would see Mac disappear around the corner. You would hear this gunshot go off. Do you do anything? Catherine looks at you and
go check the door. Go check the door. And I'll just kind of stand. I don't know that Gunner's running for the medical bay. I'll just stand there at the door waving Gunner. Come on.
Catherine nods and runs through. You can see she fiddles around with a few keys she had on her. She tries some of these keys to get this hatch door open. Nothing seems to be working. We need to. Maybe Mac can blow this thing or something. Is Mac down there?
One of the dogs has gotten in. Mac and Dave are dealing with it. I'm gonna see if I can use some of the paralyzing tar from the bugs, and then I'm gonna keep going.
Why don't you go ahead and roll initiative then, Marshall? We can figure out where you're in here.
8.
So you're gonna be right there, Catherine. All right. So that would be the end of that round. You can see Catherine behind you trying to fidget, seeing if there's something she can do with the door, but looks kind of not promising at the moment. And in that case, the hound is up. So as you blow your gun into this thing, it looks like it was going to focus on Mac for the moment, but as soon as this gunshot goes off, it just wheels back around towards you, Dave. And I got another 9, so yeah, you're going to take one more wound. You can see this thing's jaws, it just clamps down on your lower calf. You can feel it sink into your thing. And for your lasting effects, just put in grappled at the moment. This thing, as soon as its jaws clamp down, it almost just pulls you forward underneath it, loosening up again, but its jaws just keep snapping at your body. Its horns raking across your skin. These huge paw-like things holding you down. And Marshall, that'll put you up.
I mean, after hearing the gunshot and then probably hearing Dave yelp, I'll start working my way down there, taking a kind of a wide berth to the kitchen door because that's the last time I've seen the other one.
Yep, I was gonna say, as soon as you start to walk past that kitchen door, you just hear this high-pitched scream in this room on the other side, and then these screams of "Help! Help!" It sounds. Yep, it sounds like Haley, the human resources girl.
Oh.
There's a huge crash in there. You can hear almost like a growling, grumbling sort of sound. And then just her screams again.
She's too young to die.
Yeah. Probably. Truthfully, I'll probably keep running down the hall.
Hey.
I hate to do it, but.
So yeah, the screams, another one goes off, a scream for help, and as you hear it for the third time, it's just cut off halfway mid through the scream. Could have swore you heard a sound of gurgling, but maybe it was just your imagination. So you're running down, so you pass by Gunner as he runs into this room. Yeah, you can grab the bugs and probably start running back if you want to, Gunner. I'm not sure if you want to do anything else with them right away or just grabbing them.
I want to try and work out where their tar comes from, like which side of the body the tar spits out from, because I want to use the bug as like a weapon to paralyze the thing.
Nice. So it's on the front. It has almost like a straw-like proboscis that sticks out of its forehead. And
Are you just going to point at the thing and squeeze it?
That's my aim. Something like that. Basically, because they seem to do it when they're scared, I'm intending to see the thing that eats it, and then squirt it, and then it'll squirt out at the thing, hopefully paralyzing some part of it to make it easier for us to deal with.
And that was the last time we seen Gunner.
That's my plan.
all
Whether
right.
it works or not is dependent on what Morgan wants me to roll.
So are you just running in and like grabbing the bugs, or are you grabbing the jar that they're in, or?
I'd grab like a jar, scoop one of them into it as gently as I could, and then cover it with something, and then leave with it.
All right.
That's my aim.
Give me a dexterity roll then. Let's only make it a 4.
Oh wait, I'm not good at those. Oh, it's okay. I got a 7 minus 2 is 5.
Yeah, you're good. As you kind of gingerly scoop this thing in from one to the other, and it seems like it kind of scurries over. You can see that it backs up against this jar side, and it has this little proboscis kind of waving in your direction, but you're gentle enough that it doesn't, squirt you or anything. So, yeah. And then you can start headed back too if you want, as Marshall runs by. You hear the same thing as soon as you exit out of that room. You can hear that scream get cut off short. Haley's last scream and this gurgling sound coming from the other side of the doorway into the kitchen.
I'll take a deep breath of like, here we go, and then start heading out.
As you run by, you can see this red liquid just pooling out from underneath the doorway. And that brings it up to Mac. You are right beside this thing, but it's on top of Dave, just getting ready to tear into him once again.
So when it's getting ready to tear into him, I'm just gonna like two-hand the knife, and I'm just gonna try and just stab into him, just scream out, ah, and just stab into him again.
Go for it.
Oh shit! What's the target number?
7.
What's the defense is 7? Shit, I missed by 1.
So as you jab down, you can feel the blade get caught between a few of these hard, calloused horn thingies that are sticking around on it. Your knife gets kind of jammed in there a little bit. Have a lasting effect of like jammed blade or disarmed at the moment. You're gonna have to get that blade out in between those horns to use it again.
Okay.
And Dave, you can see that Mac's trying to help you above, stabbing at this thing, just unable to break through in between these horns and jagged bone pieces and spurs. This jaw's snapping just above your face.
Dave's all pain and panic, and just keeps trying to shoot his gun at the thing, and hopefully not shoot Mac. Floor roll. Dexterity check, you say?
Yes.
That would be a total of 1.
Shit.
Is that a... That's with
It
your
wasn't a
modifier?
natural 1. It was a 2. I rolled a 2. It is minus
Okay.
1.
No, you're okay. I was going to say if it's a natural one, then yeah, I would have need to save. But no, it's just a complete miss. So just
Well,
you can
to be fair, in the circumstances, he's not taking his time to aim.
So just beside you on the wall, Mac, you can just see one of these pictures of this, like a little map of the station where we just get blown into pieces as a bullet hits it. This bullet whizzed past your ear. Let's see. Catherine is up. She's just working on the door. You can see her run out though behind you guys, and seeing that Marshall and Gunnar, you guys are running back, she'll just start following you guys down because she doesn't have the keys to open this hatch up, and without Mac's help, she ain't going to get very far. So that brings it back up to the Hound. Unfortunately for you, Dave, it's an auto wound since he has you pinned down.
Oh, really?
I like you've added the blood effect to the student card.
I know. I saw
Trying,
that.
Dave, I'm trying, Dave.
It's
This
actually
thing-
got 3 stages of increasingly bloody cards. Unfortunately, this is where Dave's screaming stops and he goes limp underneath the thing.
So, yeah, this thing, as you're there, Mac, and you trying to get this blade free, it just lashes down once again. You see these huge jaws clamp down right at kind of like in the collarbone chest area of Dave. And when it pulls back, you can hear the snapping of his collarbone, the flesh being pulled apart. And you are going to be currently unconscious. So what I need from you is a 1d10 roll. On a 1, you're dead. 2 through 9, nothing happens. 10, you have 1 hit or 1 wound left still.
Well, I rolled a 0, so I'm back up. That's a 10.
You're back up, yep. So yeah, put your wounds at 1, so somehow you can describe, where does this extra energy or what?
Oh, God.
Fear is a wonderful motivator.
Yeah.
So it's suddenly wet pants.
I would be shitting myself if I was in your position.
Maybe we do another round and then he'll come up a response to whatever happens then.
All right. So that would put Marshall. You would have to make one more move to get to it if you want to. Yeah.
That's fine. I'd continue the move. Kind of keeping an eye behind me too. Now that Catherine's following along, and I didn't hear anything coming from that door.
Yeah, she's following up behind you. And Gunnar would be right behind you, carrying a jar with one of these bugs in it.
I'll run a little faster.
So Gunnar, that would put you up, and same thing. You would have to move this turn, and then you could be at it next turn to do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Unless there's something else you want to do in between, but.
Nope. I'm just
So
going to
you
keep
guys
going.
are just- so yeah, you
This
guys-
poor creature that I'm going to use as a weapon somehow.
So that brings it back to Mac. You can see Marshall Gunnar running towards you just a few feet away as they come around the corner. Behind them, Catherine's running down the hallway. Dave is on the ground as this thing just tears into him. Once again, you can hear his collarbone snapping. There's flesh being pulled away. Your dagger is stuck. I would need a strength roll to get it out, unless you want to do something else that you have.
So I've also got a Leatherman tool, which has a knife blade on it. So if I can I just whip the Leatherman tool out and flick the knife blade out, and then holding on to the stuck dagger so I can, I guess, try and keep a hold of him, of the creature, and then come at him with the blade from the Leatherman tool.
You got it. Go for it.
All right. And that time I got an 8.
That's a hit.
What's 8 total? It's 5 plus 3.
So your blade digs in deep this time. You kind of pull it back. It slices open this big, sort of on the collar or the chest area, up through the its neck area. This green, steaming blood just pours down across poor Dave, covering him in goop. And that would put you up, Dave.
Is the thing still...
It's still alive, but it looks like it's on its last legs. You can see its legs start to give up behind it, and it slumps forward a little bit.
But Dave just suddenly kind of opens his eyes and goes, oh, as if he's just suddenly coming back away and panicking, and just tries to shove the thing and roll sideways.
Give me a...
Kind of tipping it off him.
Yeah, give me a strength roll to push this thing off.
Oh, I'm even better at this. Oh, 8.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you're able to shove this thing off before it latches onto you once again. Off to the side. You'd be able to probably stand up if you want to, or like scurry back or whatever out of the way.
He's in horrible pain. I'm pretty sure terrible condition right now. He tries to just crawl slightly across the ground, clinging to consciousness.
All right, let's see. Catherine's running down through, so that brings the hound. So with that, it's just going to turn around towards you, Mac, and with what little bit of energy it has left, completely miss you with a 1. So, yeah, its jaws snap at you as it kind of hunkers forward, trying to pull itself across the floor. You can see its jaws snapping. The horns are trying to waving back and forth in your direction. So that's a miss. Marshall and Gunner, you guys, actually Marshall, Gunner, Mac, all you guys would be up. Marshall and Gunner, you guys would be coming around the corner right there where it's at, too. So any one of you can go, really. Oh, you're muted, Jesse.
I'm not getting close to this thing, so if I see Dave scurrying back, I'll kind of just grab him and pull him back a little further, and I'll probably spend this turn trying to go through my bag and find that, because I'm sure he looks pretty rough right now.
Oh, yeah.
I can try to find that like airport first aid kit that I brought with me. Put little Scooby-Doo Band-Aids on. But I'll just be pulling him away and going through my bag to find that.
All right.
Without using an action, can I make some kind of intelligence roll to work out or try and remember how far the tar can travel?
Yeah, probably a good. I mean, when they were in the lab there, the autopsy lab, there you go, that's what I'm looking for. In the autopsy lab, it looked like it went a good 10, 15 feet.
So I'll try and stay about that. Things are about to get a little crazy. I'm going to try and aim the thing so that it's looking at, or it would be looking out the jar. Take whatever covering I have away and give it a little shake.
Are you like dropping it out of the jar or just like pointing the jar?
Pointing the jar at it.
Okay.
So basically, its first instinct when it sees the thing is just to immediately spray tar at it.
Yep, and that's exactly what it would do. So let me make a save for this thing. And yeah, that would fail. So yeah, as soon as you point that jar down, this thing scurries back. You can see that its little proboscis antenna thingy waves around, and then this thick black goop just sprays across the room. I am going to need a save from Marshall and Dave, though.
Oh, fuck, sorry.
What kind of roll?
Or I'm sorry, not Marshall and Dave. You guys put back Mac. You're the one that's right there with it. Or just a save from Mac. It's going to be a dex save versus 6.
Oh, poor Mac.
Yeah, this might go bad. Yeah, That failed. I got with my modifier, I got a 4.
So yeah, you see this tar just cover across this creature. Its body stiffens up and then just lays there. You can feel your whole body go rigid as well, Mac. And then it's almost like that state of euphoria. Your whole body just goes limp, and you see Mac collapse to the ground too. This tar covering the side of his face and down his chest. With that, as you're holding this thing, Gunner, it quickly scurries out, and you can see these tiny little wings kind of open up on its back as it doesn't fly, but it kind of leaps up and like climbs through the air, hits the ground, and makes a beeline toward Mac, quickly crawling up his chest, trying to get into his mouth.
I'm gonna stab it. Nope. you outgrown your youth. If you're gonna start doing that, I'm sorry. I know what you're going for.
All right, give me to catch this thing. It's gonna be do a difficulty of 7. I'm not sure if you're stabbing it or which would be strength, or if you're.
I'm gonna try and stab it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh shit! That's a 6.
So yeah, your blade buries into the rugged side of this thing, quickly scurries out of the way over top of this creature, up his pant leg, and you can see it just trying to get into Mac's mouth. Dave, Catherine, the hound is dead. That would put, you did that, Gunner, so Dave, you are up.
Dave kind of tries to get up to when he sees the bug in a completely ineffective attempt to move to stop it, but he's too slow and goes, and achieves nothing. Sorry, Mac, but
he falls back. Catherine will come around the corner, but she can't quite reach you this time, so she can't help you out, Mac. The hound is dead, so it's out of the way. Last chance, Marshall. You would see Dave looking roughed up there, putting a few Scooby-Doo Band-Aids on him. This little critter thing just spits past you, running over towards Mac, trying to bury down into his mouth. You're the only one that can reach it that's left.
Yeah, I mean, we've already played this game.
Yeah, you're an old hand at this.
You're a pro.
I believe in you, Marshall.
This is probably a bad time to use the flare gun. Just saying.
I would agree.
I seriously considered shooting at it. So yeah.
Mac laying on the ground will go like, "Don't use the flare gun."
I'm going to try to rush over, and I guess I'm trying to think of what I would do in this situation. If I would try to grab the thing, or if I would try to cover Mac's mouth. Without thinking of the fact that I'll probably accidentally suffocate him. But no, I'll grab at the thing. I remember what happened last time.
All right, let's see. You'll be a contested dexterity. 7, 8. I got a 9.
Oh boy. 6, 7.
Yeah, you reach in just as you're able to, maybe grab one of the back wing area section or something. You can pull it off, but this thing quickly scurries down your throat. You can almost feel it, Mac, as it wiggles down your esophagus, down your chest area. Even though your whole body feels rigid and you can't really feel anything, you can still feel this thing wiggling down your throat into your stomach, slightly moving, almost like this little tickle in your stomach. And you can put on your lasting effects, bug impregnated.
Yeah.
Hey, just a quick reminder there, Mac. What was your fear again?
Arachnophobia.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, that one. Mac had no idea this was going to be the adventure.
All right, let's see.
I seriously considered putting fear of success as my phobia. It's like, go on, make me scared.
Don't worry, I'm fairly certain there's not much success to be had.
Yeah, it wouldn't have come up.
Catherine will stand to the side, just looking over this whole situation. For the through the whole past short while, she looks like she's just been completely overwhelmed. Like she's lost control of the situation. And you notice that now that she's actually not in control of what's going on, she just looks completely lost on what to do. So much so that, I mean, she'll literally look over at you, Marshall, too, and almost like she's looking for answers.
Can I check the pulse of the dog thing?
Yeah, it's definitely dead.
You cut out right before you said that. You said it's, and then you cut.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's
Am I
completely dead.
It's just super dead, as opposed to paralyzed.
Yep, it's dead.
Interesting. Interesting. Oh.
Did it, Dave calls up. Did it get? Where did it go? Did you stop it?
Not quite. I might be able to get it out. I managed to get it out before.
Good.
Might.
Can we?
But I want Mac's opinion first, so I have to wait for this thing to wear off. But then it might be too late.
I was going to say, remember when you had the doctor before? He was completely paralyzed until you got that bug out of him.
Oh, fuck, that's right. I better get that fucking bug out then.
Oh.
Unless anyone wants to stop me.
I don't even remember how you did that. So.
I got very lucky.
It was pretty disturbing too.
Can Mac? I'm trying to remember with the doctor and all. Can he move his eyes or blink or anything?
He can move his eyes around, but that's about it. And he's breathing, but it's more of a... his limbs, everything else is just limp.
Mac, do you want to be awake for this? Look up if so. Look down if not.
He's like immediately goes, like flashes his eyes down like this, hard as he can.
I'll look around for like a water bottle or something, and I'll crush a bunch of Valium into it. And start pouring it down Mac's throat, because I'm actually hoping twofold that it'll slow down the creature as well.
We're about to find out.
If they don't OD me first.
You know, Mac, there's only one out you got.
Yeah. It's this or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably look at what I would normally take, then cut that in half for a normal human being, and then double it back up again for the size of Mac. So.
All right, so yeah, unless anybody stops him, you can
No,
chug
Mac's
some,
just along for the ride.
chug down the Valiums. You can see his eyes kind of glaze over a little bit. Can't really close his eyes, but looks like he's out of it. Catherine behind you, she just backs up and she just has her hand over her mouth as she's back against the wall watching this. It's up to you, Gunner, I guess.
I'm gonna try and perform surgery. Get this fucking thing out.
No pressure.
Because I feel 100% responsible this time. So now I think I have to.
Well, I don't know why. You're 200% responsible.
Fair enough. There's still one in the med bay.
All right, so let's see. It would be an intelligence roll. Technically, you're going to need two different ones. Let's make the first one a difficulty of 6. On a
Do I get a bonus
failure,
because I've done it before?
yeah, I'll give you a +1 bonus, plus whatever your intelligence is.
Nice.
So difficulty is 6. On a failure, you will take 1 wound, though, Mac. On a success, you can move on to the second part. So as you go over, it's more looking like trying to figure out where you want to cut this thing and where it is in his stomach. You can see that it's moving around to kind of like in his lower abdomen area, so you get an idea of where it's at.
What did I have to get? 7.
6.
6. I got an 8.
All right. So yeah, you're able to locate this thing for the most part pretty easy. You can see where it's at and get an idea of where you need to make these incisions and these cuts. You got your Bowie knife. So next one is going to be a dexterity to open him up. I will give you a +1 though, since you did it before. And you're going to do a difficulty of 7. On a failure, you're going to have 3 wounds, Mac.
So to clarify, that is +1 and whatever my dex is.
Yes, correct.
Well, I have 3 wounds left, or
Okay.
I'll lose 3 wounds.
You will lose 3 wounds, so you'd be down
that's
to
cool.
5.
So that means I have -1 to this roll. I got 7.
So I'm down 6. 7 total.
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
Okay.
-1 is 7.
You write down the number then. So yeah, just take 1 wound, then back, and you're able to open this thing up. And I mean, I don't know what you want to do with the bug if you're doing anything else with it, but you have it right there to take out or
I'm
kill
gonna
or
jar it again. Cover it.
save it. All right, so yeah, you're able to cut this thing out quickly, scoop this thing into a jar. His Mac's laying there. He's still bleeding out and whatnot, so
I will. I guess I'll help out with the first aid kit. Sorry, Dave. Priorities here.
So I'll give you the choice.
There'll be more stuff.
I will probably use everything in the kit. When we started, we talked about the kit being 3 uses for 1 wound each.
Okay.
I will probably use every single bandage and everything in there. Because this is a major wound.
You got it then. So, in that case, Mac, why don't you heal yourself 1? Because it'll be somewhat more of helping him patch you up, getting you clothes back up, and then getting you working again the best you can, basically. So, yeah, just put your wounds at 6 is where you would be at then.
Wait a minute. Did I take 3 for the?
Yeah,
wounds?
you
Oh,
took 3, so he went down to 5, and then he's gonna use his entire kit on you to help close you all up and everything. So heal 1 back up.
You have 8 health.
actually, I have 10.
Jeez.
So I'm not at.
I have about that.
Yeah, because I have a +3 to brawn, so I started off with 8, and then we gained a level that gave me 9.
I have 3.
I have anything minus brawn, my dude.
Dave, where did you get the gun?
It was Jin's. It's kind of like suddenly remembering what happened to Jin and staring at the busted door.
All right, I'll keep that close.
Once Mac's able to move around again decently well, I'm going to hand him the jar with the bug in it and say, you can smash it. I'm giving that to you.
So Mac would immediately just freak out and like start shoving the jar away and be like, "Get that fucking thing away from me! Get that fucking thing away from me!" you smash it.
I take it away, put it on the ground, then I smash it.
Poor little bug. Yeah, this thing just crushes under your feet.
It's more for Mac's sake than anything else. I don't want to kill it, but if it freaked out Mac, and
One of us were killing that thing.
so
All right, and as you step off of that thing and step back, you can hear your phone go off once more, Gunner. You glance down, and all you see is reply is, "OMG, help me."
fuck's sake.
And we will leave it there for the night.
Oh, you dough.
Cliffhangers.
Shakes fist at Cloud.
Oh, that was a close one.
You're telling me.
Hey, Mac, start wearing a bandana or something.
He might do that.
Respirator.
He might, yeah. I've probably got those in the. I'm gonna strap that shit on from now on. I'll just be walking around like a redneck Darth Vader through the hall. No doubt.
Where are we at? All right, yeah. So we're pretty much right on line. So probably be one more session.
All right.
And then we all get killed.
Yes. Everybody better bring their A dice. Mine were pretty good. I had pretty good dice tonight until it was time to try and find something to cut a hatch. Then I couldn't find a damn thing.
Let's
Although
see.
Mac didn't have a great time. This is the best day Mac has had, I've got to say.
No,
It's been a rough week.
it's been a rough day. But he's right though. It's been a rough last couple of hours for Mac. Guy puts a gun to his head.
It's
Trying to-
probably only been like twice in the past hour and a half that you've been
Yeah,
paralyzed.
bugs fished out of me. I'm like, God damn it!
We're trying to make Max snap. Let's see how much more he can take.
Mac's like, this place sucks.
Might not come back next season.
No. No. The bugs in Alabama are much better than the ones here.
Don't hear that very often.
No, I know, right? I've never even. Well, that's not true. I have been to Alabama once, but it was brief.
So yeah, we're pretty much on set. So probably one more session. I mean, if we can do it in 2 weeks, that would be perfect. But I'm not available next Wednesday because I start my other game. But otherwise, I'm totally open. So whatever works for you guys, I'll just throw the poll up in the chat like normal.
Yep.
Aim for 2 weeks if we can do it, and that would probably round us off. So let me end this broadcast.